All right. Good morning, everyone. Brad Roltgen here with the Fresno Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency Investors Group. Today we are talking YouTubers, podcasts, and bloggers that are in the crypto space. We've kind of talked about them from time to time. Hey, did you hear about this one? Hear about that one? But after Irie joined us a few months ago in in-person meeting, and just seemed to be just a super duper wealth of knowledge on all these spaces to get information. I thought, what a great opportunity to, dedicate a whole meeting on it. And so here we are. So feel free, like I said before, we've got the Google Doc up. I posted that link in chat. I'll actually do it again just in case anybody missed that. And if you want to click the request edit access, then you can add your own links and info there. It would be great to have more than just me trying to do that. And I've got these screen share so other people can share. Irie, if you want to share your screen, that's fine. If you want me to jump to places while you're talking about them, whatever works. And I think you're muted still. There
Yeah.
we go.
I I mean, I just have a couple that I would recommend, because it's really just kind of exploring and finding your own person that you relate to. But I don't know if you want to pull up Coin Bureau. That's probably like one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah, let me trying to figure out which screen I'm gonna. Oh no, I'm gonna share this one over here. Let's see,
On
Coin
YouTube. I
Bureau.
think that's the one.
All right, let me share that screen.
Value. Then we have Clean Bureau, which I think is one of the biggest YouTube channels. Probably most of you have seen us already.
Okay, so I'm gonna look here. Coin Bureau. All right, you guys seeing that screen? Okay.
I'm not seeing your screen.
I'm not seeing a screen.
Oh, I didn't hit. Here we go. All right, now we should be there.
Yep.
Okay, so these guys right here.
Yeah, Guy and this other lady, they're pretty solid and entertaining too. I mean, I try not to get too bogged down with people that put me to sleep.
Yeah, they're great.
Right. No, and yeah, definitely. And Phil was talking earlier about listening to podcasts as he's driving or walking or that kind of thing, just to kind of, use the time, make it productive. How long are their videos usually?
Um, you can scroll, let me see. I think they're on average like anywhere between like 15 minutes to like 30 is like the most you'll get from them.
Okay, so that's a pretty good chunk. It seems like some of the YouTubers, I don't know if the algorithm likes videos that are, 8 to 10 minutes or something,
Mhm.
because they're smaller chunks. So I kind of like that because I can at least get one in on a trip somewhere. Kind of thing if I'm driving around. But that's good. It's not too long because some of these come out they're like an hour and a half. It's like, I feel
Yeah.
like that's work. It's like, oh my gosh. So I'd rather listen to 3 or 4 smaller ones. So anyway, good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I got that one bookmarked. I'm going to subscribe myself. Who else do you like on there?
I like digital asset news too. This guy's been around for a long time. Rob, I call him Botox Rob because he looks like he has Botox, but his name's Rob.
Okay. Okay. And is he kind of focus on any here in bite-sized pieces? That's what I like. Looks like his videos, yeah, a little short,
Yeah,
11,
he's
13.
yeah, he's super like current events like and he posts quite often. And then he also has like his degen um coin list, which is just like, like all of the degenerate coins that are coming out that, could have a lot of potential. So and then he also he's the one that introduced me to Coin Bureau because he has a lot of guests. So he'll bring in a lot of like guests from the community and interview them. So I think he's pretty cool.
Okay. Then you can get an idea of their perspective and potentially follow them
Hmm.
as well. Okay. Okay.
And
Cool.
then lastly, but this guy's kind of a young guy. His name is Tom Crown, and he'll kind of he breaks down the coins, like the charts, like where the price predictions and all of that. And then he kind of teaches you how to trade a little bit. So I like his stuff too.
Okay. Okay.
Those are my three.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, a lot of charts and stuff here. Susan would like just this first wave row there. Oh, the second one trading. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Yeah, like Phil mentioned, sometimes it's hard to read things. As far as, we can't read when we're driving, hopefully. Any bloggers that you like to follow? Just straight reading,
Bloggers. Oh, for reading.
or websites, or sometimes these guys will then launch a site, a website where they have, further information or that kind of thing.
Let me see if Benjamin Crown has one. He's the one that he only follows like Bitcoin and he dissects that.
Wow, that's a kind of a small, a narrow topic
Yeah.
to, run out of things to talk about pretty quick.
Well, he just he goes over it. I don't think he does though. No, I don't read that much.
Yeah,
So
I think that's kind of like what we're all doing.
so
Yeah. Okay. Um, so those guys. Now the one that I ran across long ago was this crypto tips,
oh.
and it was this, I think her name is Heidi, and she would just, have these little short things, 6-7 minute kind of deals. And then this is her husband, forget his name. And so I kind of go back and forth. I'll watch somebody for a while, and then, oh, let me kind of do somebody new. I know Lena was talking about he kind of just searches for topics and kind of watches on those, which makes a lot of sense. But just like you mentioned, where you follow somebody for a while and you kind of learn to trust them and that kind of thing. So then I you know I kind of rotate what I seem to follow. But these guys are good in the sense that she talks about some news, then he talks about some coins a little bit. They have like this CT club that they want you to join and pay a membership fee, and they get into more detail. But they've actually renounced their US citizenship, and I think they live in Indonesia or somewhere, that kind of thing. So they're, I mean, nothing more negative than you and any of us would talk about like at our pizza meetings or something like that. But that's kind of who I'll keep an eye on, just for the news. And it's so short, 6 minutes, 7 minutes here, real quick and dirty. And usually they got like one a day. She'll do one and then he'll do one the next day, that kind of thing. So that might be good.
I ran into a guy named Lark Davis, and when I first watched this video, I just changed it because he's pretty rude, and after a few videos, I kind of like his rudeness. So I was like, okay, I see where this guy's going. But
Is it,
that guy right there.
yeah, is it rude where he's real blunt kind of
Yeah,
thing?
he's blunt. He's just blunt. And I'm like, at first I was kind of turned off, but then I go, I'm gonna watch this. Anytime something bothers me, I kind of dig in a little bit more. Why is this bothering me? And I watched a few more videos, and I was like, yeah, I like this guy. So that was the one I just recently added. So
Okay.
anybody want to watch him? He's kind of interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
That's
definitely
very
gonna add all these.
evolved and open-minded of you, Lena.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Right.
like, why is this bothering me? I'm gonna figure this out. Why is it bothering me? So, anyways, there he is.
Yeah,
So watch him, I suggest.
that's interesting. Interesting.
There's one more
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
His name is your friend Andy. And he does like passive income with crypto. And I actually
Oh,
bought something. I bought
Oh, I've seen this guy before.
yeah,
What did you buy from him?
the Mimo or something. It's
Oh,
like it connects to your car and you basically sell your car's information, which I don't care. I have an old car. And like you earn crypto. So I was gonna install that this weekend. It only cost me like $100 and
Is that plug into the, like, I guess the ECM of the car, the
The
computer kind of?
OBD2 port. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
and,
Interesting.
you know, because for a while I was like, well, let me see about this passive income with crypto. Doesn't hurt. And then there was another guy at one of our pizza meetings. I forgot his name. He's like a computer guy, and he
Tim?
does that.
Oh,
Tim with
this,
the or
the security expert guy?
Yeah, the
oh
cybersecurity
oh
guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, was he doing one of the car things too?
He did one with his internet. He
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
that
The
like
helium.
at first he
Helium.
was making like like $50 a month, you know, just passively with his, you know, his thing connected to his internet. And then he's like, now it's like gone down, you know, to like $5 a month, but he says he just keeps it on. And then so that's what kind of like, you know, made me investigate. And this guy is all about that. And I think that's how I found the memo. I think it's the memo. Go get it. Go grab it real quick.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, the helium whole network was real big. We talked about it a few times. There was a gentleman from Long Beach that had done it and his with his son, and that back when it launched, the trick was getting the actual devices because they were so much in demand. You know, they were selling them for about $500, but there was like a 6-month waiting list, and people were selling them on eBay for 1,000 to 1,500. But I think you could
Back when
make
they're
that
mining.
back in like, you know, a couple months, kind of thing. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Right.
So it's just something you plug in and then, yeah. So, and hopefully it's anonymized so they don't know who you are, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I haven't plugged it in. I just like kind of impulsively ordered it and,
Interesting.
you know, give it a try. We'll see.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's going to connect to a wallet or something.
Well, yeah, they have
Well,
like an app that you download and
well, let us know how that works. If,
for sure.
definitely no one's going to track you. And then we're like, where did she go? She's never back on the crypto meetings.
Well, yeah, because if they're tracking with GPS and they see that, you know, almost every day at 6 o'clock, you're in a certain spot, it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's probably where
Yeah.
she
It's
lives,
interesting. Yeah.
you know,
Well,
kind of thing.
no, it's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously there's that side of it, but it's pretty popular. It's common. You can find a bunch of videos on this thing where people are using it. And the thing that kind of sold me on it was that they're like, if you have a newer car, you're already selling your information. Like the Teslas, you don't even need this device. It's already built in. And so you just like basically activate it and then you can start making money, you know, or making crypto.
Is that,
Um,
what's it called again?
the
Mimo?
demo.
Demo?
So then I was like, I don't know. You kind of have to YOLO into some of these things.
Yeah.
So
I know they had the one with the camera where did the same thing when you drove around. It sold the data of the camera for mapping.
the
And then,
honeybee.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Is that
Yeah, I
what it's
was
called?
looking into that one too because my partner, she drives a lot for work,
Mhm.
but it like it at first it was going for 500 and then the price went up to like 600, 700 and I was like, that's too,
Wow.
I don't want to
Yeah,
do that.
it's pretty pricey.
But I mean, people were saying they were earning like about 1,500 in crypto, like just driving around. So
Like a month or a year or
like a week.
a week.
Probably
Holy
Yeah,
when it
cow.
first came out, kind of like
when it first
the
came out, yeah.
shoes, like the shoes when you used to buy the shoes and you would make, people are making $100 a day running and walking. That
Hmm.
was insane.
Yeah, yeah, those you get on those projects early and it's a little nuts. Cool. Okay. Let's see. I think looks like Joe joined us. Welcome, Joe. Um, where are you checking in from? Looks like you're unmuted there. Oh, now you're muted. All right. Well,
Or I read the Ethereum's going up. It's going to pass that 4,000 mark like we talked about.
Woohoo. When'd you
I
say to
tell you.
sell? You said to hold
Well,
on to
all I know is you looked at me crazy when I said, no, of course it's going to pass 4,000. You're like, huh?
Oh,
I remember that. Like,
I was
of
scared
course
for
it
a
is.
while.
No, you're good.
yeah, and now that the ETFs are coming, it's like, you know, who knows
Yeah.
where it's going to go. I mean, it's already popped what 20-25%.
Yes.
So, but we'll see.
There's that whole conversation about Solana like taking over. Like that narrative was being pushed a lot. And so I was like, maybe Ethereum is like not,
Well,
phased out. Like I'm sure eventually something new and better always comes out. But it's looking good right now.
It would be interesting to see a chart or a graph of how many projects are on each of those. 'Cause, I mean, there may be 200,000 on Ethereum and 12,000 on Solana.
Mm.
I know.
And
Yeah,
it-
yeah, that's true.
that's what I was going to ask when you were talking about those new coins, Lino. Are most of those still on Ethereum, or are they coming out on some of these other chains?
I did Solana, half Ethereum right now. The new ones that I'm doing. I like it. I like Solana way better, but a lot of projects still on Ethereum. And
Okay,
Doggyverse is on all of them. Doggyverse on Solana,
interesting.
Ethereum. They're the first multi-chain meme coin to pop off. So that's why that one I went pretty decent on. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Are there any other chains that you see that they're using, or just those two are the main ones?
Yep. And then I know MasterCard for years, they talked about using Solana. Finally, I believe it happened, but it's in Europe or another country, MasterCard's using Solana. Some
Okay.
kind of project going on there. But I hold Solana too, so it's good.
Yeah. No, that definitely says something if it's pretty much those two chains and they're not, there's, some projects are here and some are there. It theoretically is almost like a Ford versus Chevy battle, even though it's not nearly that close together.
Yeah.
But that definitely says something. So cool. Okay. Anybody else have any suggestions or thoughts or ways to maybe find some of these? Like I mentioned that you might see a guest on one on a different channel, that kind of thing. I think I did post this link. Let me pop it in here. That just was talking about the best YouTube crypto channels. Let's see if the ones we talked about are even on here. It's like, well, what's their perspective on this? Oh, heck, this is like from 17. Okay, this is like, well, let's take a look and see what was on there back in 17 to see if they're still around. Dang. I don't, or maybe somebody else posted that. Okay, there's crypto tips. There's the Lark. Crypto Spark, Crypto Oracle, Crypto Nick. Huh, okay. Well, obviously the ones that are still around, if you look at this old article, it might be something to follow if they've lasted this long. Haven't burnt out or that kind of deal. Let's go back to Phil, the ones that you podcast here, tell us a little bit about each of these.
Okay, I was afraid you were going to ask me that. Basically, I just pulled these off of my iTunes playlist, where I have a much longer list of podcasts I listen to. So let me talk about them as a group, because I'm realizing as I'm listening to everyone that there really are different audiences and kind of angles to this. I think most of what's already been discussed is around making money, and kind of income opportunities and things like that, which is fine. However, the podcasts I've listed, the focus is more on blockchain technology, the business models for the projects. It's frankly not that entertaining. I would say it's more informative, and it's a longer format as well. So, for example, if you're interviewing someone from a venture capital firm, you're probably going to give them more than 10 minutes, right? So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Good point.
So it's kind of thing where you're more interested in the underlying technology, the business models. They talk about, for example, what's the most commercially successful projects versus the most interesting. So, I could tell you all that because of what I listened to. And when I say most interesting, I mean technically interesting. if you're an IT person. And then they get into real world assets as another model. The whole payments and why it's really not taken off so much in the US as it has in other countries, which don't have a stable currency. It gets into all this kind of geopolitical stuff and kind of the big picture. So that may not be for everybody. This may be more, the interest may be more about how to supplement your income with crypto, in which case I think a different YouTuber or podcast would probably be more appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a great point, because there's not just one, like if we were talking about cars, it's like, well, are we talking about what we're going to do with the car, a specific function? And in crypto is the same way, where it's not just one narrow topic. The technology is definitely interesting, and what they're talking about can be done, in the future, or starting to be done. We talked about a year and a half ago, there's a company here in town that was working on tracking cows and working out of Fresno State, or kind of partnering with what they're doing out, and who would have thought, and explaining why we want to track cows and that kind of thing.
Right.
But
And
yeah, go ahead.
some of let's say mature projects are really interesting, like Lofty, LOFTY.ai. That's one of the real world asset projects that I've actually gotten into a little bit more out of curiosity than anything else. And it's where you can buy fractional real estate. So they have all these properties where the owners have given up a share of their equity to sell to anybody with a crypto account, where you can buy shares, and they use algo as the underlying crypto to represent your ownership in that property. And all the properties are rental properties, so they're all throwing off a little bit of income every day. Now, my interest in that, frankly, wasn't so much in making money, but just seeing how it worked. So I knew if I opened an account and I have some shares in 3 properties, that I could go out with a blockchain explorer, look and see how they store everything, and understand what's on chain versus what's off chain, which would be like all of the legal documents and things like that. Oh, in fact, on this screen, on that one on the left, that Black Hawk, that's one of the ones I have an ownership in.
Oh, okay.
That's an Airbnb. So, and these are the kinds of things you find out about just by listening to these podcasts, and this is how I actually decided which cryptos I'm buying in very small amounts, but now I got over 30 of them in a fairly diversified portfolio, because I figured if these folks who are in the industry are talking about it, it has some attention value. And that means it has some potential to take off. And all you have to do is hit one or two of these, make maybe 10 or 20 baggers, and it pays for the whole portfolio.
Right, right.
So that's sort of been my my filter for deciding which ones I was going to pay attention to.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what these numbers are, estimated price and that kind of thing here. So this
Right.
is like one
So if you
share.
have a rental property, anybody could do this. And let's say you want to keep the title to it, but sell off some of the equity. So you could say, like, okay, I have a property, it's worth $500,000. I'm going to say 400,000 of it I'm going to sell off. So what they do is you work with Lofty, and they take that and they break it up into $50 tokens. So then you can go in and you can buy those tokens, and your equity increases or decreases with the value of the property. And plus you're getting income from the rental, because all of these properties, that's one of the rules. It has to be a rental property. So there has to be some cash flow. So in this case, this one, I don't remember what I bought it for. Some of them I bought for the $50, kind of the standard price. Some of them I got 45. The third one I paid a little more for. But basically, estimated price is, if you were to buy or sell this now on the Lofty platform, that fractional share would cost you $47.59. And then based on the rental income, these are the projected yields you would get. So what people have done watching YouTubers, they've actually purchased rather large portfolios, and properties all over the country. And I've noticed there were a few in Mexico, and they're actually using this as a supplement, to their income and other investments. So it's a way to get into real estate without all the hassles. And then if you want to get out, you just come back to Lofty and you sell your shares for whatever the current market price is.
Okay.
So
And is
could-
there
so
enough people in there that there is that market that, if you wanted to sell 10 shares at $50, there'd be somebody there to buy it, pretty quick?
It depends. There's an order book, and you might be able to see. I wouldn't worry about this because you're not logged in. If you click buy, it might even show it. There's an order book. No, so you have to be logged in and have an account. It'll show you just like the order book for crypto, all the buy and sell limit orders on each side, and you'll see that.
Oh, so you can put limit orders. So if you wanted to buy this for $45, you could put in an order to buy 10 shares at 45.
Right, that's how I do it.
Got it.
I
Got
put
it.
in limit order, so I always put just a little bit below the current market. So yeah, so if you want to put in the order at what somebody's posting out there to sell right away, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just put in a limit order and wait.
Right.
But it can go either way. Price can go up or down, just depending on what's going on.
Yeah. So theoretically, if this property was $500,000, was worth that in the market, the tokens were $500 or $50 a piece. If the property went up to 750,000, then the tokens would be $75.
Yeah, roughly. I don't know exactly how they calculate it, but it moves with the estimated
Theoretically.
value of the property.
on this platform, could you add your rental properties as well? Do you know?
You could, but you realize you'd be giving up a portion of your equity. That's kind of the deal. So this is like, some people get a HELOC if they need to pull some
Yep.
equity out of their property, but then you're paying interest. And then, you have a liability. Here, you're basically saying, you're going to do this equity sharing with other investors. And it just doesn't have all the complications of a REIT or one of the more traditional ways of doing this.
Right.
Interesting.
And so when this person sells his equity, he gets, $500,000 worth of algo tokens, or the their lofty tokens that are on.
No, I think it's algo, because I know I think I'm getting the rental in algo.
Okay, that was
But-
the next question. Good.
But basically you need to have buyers. So if you say you allocate $400,000 of the equity, you don't actually get that unless you have buyers come in and buy it,
Got
crypto
it.
bonds. So you have to have an
Okay.
attractive property.
Right.
I mean, I thought this was a nice property. And then I have two in Florida, one in Miami Beach, South Miami Beach. And then the other one is actually a commercial shopping mall out in the Midwest, where the anchor stores are McDonald's and someplace else. So it has a good long-term cash flow. So, but again, my primary intent wasn't really so much to make money, but just to see how this works. Because I found that interesting. And once you have an account and you have an ownership stake in one of the properties, you have more access to all the underlying documents.
Oh, after you buy, or once you have an account and you're researching which ones to buy?
No, you have access to all those documents when you're researching, but once you buy, then you have access to the private forum. They have a Discord forum, so you can, ask questions to other investors and things like that.
Got it. Got it.
I'm gonna look into this. I want to see how it would work if you added a property on the other side of it.
Yeah, and that's all explained on the site. Because they have to, just in the same way they have to get investors, they also have to get owners who want to put their property up.
Okay, so here, like this one says, there's 9,227 tokens at $50. Because it's a new listing, yeah.
because they sold probably that many tokens worth, I guess. I'm just trying to think how the money works. I still can't wrap my head around it.
Well, like you said, you put it, you say, okay, I'm going to give up 20% of my equity, and then people actually have to buy it before you get it. The Lofty doesn't automatically just cash the guy out and say, here's, $200,000 for your 20% equity.
Let's
Right.
say they buy it. Okay. I get the token. I got the money. And then they want to sell it. That owner is not going to give the money back. So where's that coming from? It has to be from a new buyer. It
Correct.
wouldn't be from the owner.
Yeah, it's another buyer, another investor, or could be a current investor who wants to have a larger
Yeah.
share.
Interesting.
And there's a whole governance, I mean, I won't spend too much time on this, but there's a whole governance process around it too, where, for example, one of the properties, they had excess reserves. So the question was, do we
Mhm.
cash out the reserves or do we hold on to them in case there's some big maintenance expense in the future? And we all took a vote on that. It was really weird that you could do all this, with these small fractional shares. So I just find that fascinating, and so, you know, and I have very small stakes in each of these, but just to have a little skin in the game, it gets you closer to it, and you just learn more.
Yeah, no, this is great. I mean, this whole real estate thing, I mean, I'm an appraiser for the assessor's office is my day job, and I'm a kind of part-time real estate investor too. And there's been talks about, oh, we need to, you know, put all the properties on the blockchain and this, and it's like, well, but yeah, but how? Just like Lino's talking about, how does the money work and that kind of thing. So the fact that they're actually doing this is intriguing to me. I think we might have to have a follow-up meeting on just this. Just between my
Yeah.
interest and Lino's interest and Phil,
Yeah.
and this is something that like you said, uh, our focus now with the group has kind of turned a little more into how to make money or earn passive income or that kind of thing. Where in the early days, my goal was just to have people get started with, the crypto or the Coinbase account, and those kind of things. But fortunately, you know, we're progressing from there as well. And this is definitely an area that there's been interest in for sure.
Yeah, and this is just one example of the whole real world assets category, which I think is really one of the biggest value propositions for blockchain and crypto. I also have some fractional gold that I purchased through PAX, which is
Pack. Yeah. Pack.
yeah. And so when you start looking at how they're tokenizing physical assets for things that normally there would be a lot of maybe challenges to getting ownership of, or you have other disadvantages. I just think that's really where the growth is.
What
So
blockchain are you using?
is this associated with like a coin or anything like that, or nothing at all?
I think the blockchain is Algorand, and the name of their coin is Algo,
Algo.
Algo. Okay.
ALGO.
I have some of that.
I do too, I think. Algo.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. I couldn't tell you a
But-
whole lot,
but-
but they're not a brand new one.
But the reason they're using that is because it has the lowest transaction costs. And since they're using that to pay you rental income every day,
Every day they issue.
every single day, I get like, I don't know, 6 cents a day on some of these every day on each of these properties, something like that from my little token.
Wow.
It's cost efficient. So
I'm almost imagining as a landlord that I would have to give up my whole rental directly to them, and then I get return tokens. I'm assuming that would have to work that way. How else could they do it? Like if someone's paying me
yeah.
$2,000 a month, they're gonna, instead of me getting the $2,000 a month, it goes to them, and then I get. It has to be something like that. I'm gonna look into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the interesting part too, Lino, not just the purchase up front, but if this guy's, somebody's put up 25% of their equity, so they need to pay out 25% of the rent check,
Yeah,
but there's a property manager that's accepting it, so they get the $2,000 a month, and they would normally just put that, in this account, the owner's account, but now he's got to send $500 off to these guys. But It sounds like they
there is-
figured out how to
I'm
make
sure
it work.
it's leveraged. I'm sure it's leveraged. So if I have 100,000 equity, they're gonna leverage that where I only will receive 75,000. They have to have some control of leverage somewhere. Has to be.
So there is
The
a property manager for each of these. It's just the property manager is described in all the disclosure docs. And there's also a legal firm behind it. So if the owner died or something happened, the lawyer would take over and make sure everybody still has their equity. So they've thought through all the angles, but frankly, I haven't looked at it from the owner's perspective, which are the questions you're asking. I was looking at it more from the investor's perspective.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. Well, definitely, I'm going to put this on the list to follow up and maybe do a meeting on or something and see if there's other ones. Because this is one of those things where, you know, you hear about this and okay, Lofty, they're doing their own coin and it's going to be great. And then all of a sudden there's like 6 other projects that are doing the same thing, you know?
Yep. We have somebody else just jumped on.
Yeah, Francine, I'm going to post the link to the Google Doc in the chat here, and you can jump over and see that. And that's definitely a good question, especially for this topic. So,
Great. Thank you very much.
yeah, no, and do you have any YouTubers or bloggers that you want to share? We kind of got sidetracked with this, but Phil, I'm very, very glad you sidetracked us here. So, that was a good thing.
Okay, great. And you know, the owner, he's on a lot of the podcasts I listen to. So I'm sure if you reached out to him and told him about the group, he'd be glad to join us as a guest.
Oh, the owner of Lofty.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Okay, absolutely. Okay. Well, so let's go back. Francine, since you brought up the silos, tell us about that.
Oh, so Solos is yeah, founded by this guy Kurt Samosa, and what they're doing is finding a way to make it affordable for people to get into houses or refinance, you know, their current properties. So what you do is, let's say you want to get into a $500,000 home, and let's say the mortgage payment is $3,000. You need to run 3,000 or a month at least through their reds, which is real estate dollars. And for this 6-month period, and you come to the table with 20% down, but then your mortgage payment is cut in half, and it's a 99-year lease. And the reds appreciate in value on average is 6% a month, which is what real estate has done on average in the past. But it's really interesting. And so, I mean, you have the opportunity always to buy the property, and people, you know, your family can live there. It's just, you pay insurance. It's just like you own the home, but it's making it super affordable. And they have programs for 5% down too. And you don't have to have any documentation if you don't qualify for traditional mortgage. And it does operate like like you could be a realtor or have like a brokerage, and then, you know, earn a percentage on these like refinances and property sales. But the premise is that like everybody's your client. You know, if people are in a house and they want to lower their mortgage payment already, they can use it. Or but they have some really big partners coming to the table, and it's not a YouTuber per se. I mean, these guys they're just doing something different. I thought was unique. And yeah, so I had a little interview with him, and I recorded it. I do some interviews on my meetup group around crypto and different freedom stuff.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, yeah, glad to have you here. Well, so what's the website that we're gonna start at for that?
Well, let's see. It's brand new to me. Solo Sphere Properties, maybe. Solo Sphere. Yeah, let's see.
Properties.
Let's see what comes up under that.
Let me try to Google.
Just so.
And so basically they're doing 99-year leases, so your payment's super low.
Well, your payment's low because they offset it. Yeah, that's the one right there. It's low because they give you like frequent flyer miles. So if your payment's $3,000, they're going to give you $1,500 credit that you can apply towards your mortgage payment. And so now you've reduced it by $1,500 and you're only paying $1,500 a month. And then you could use that other $1,500 and throw it into their Fred's program, which is a way for you to earn interest like around 7 to 8% annually if you want. So they're trying to help you build wealth as well. And they also do wrap these packages up. They have institutional relationships as well, where they sell them off, you know, kind of like what they do with our mortgages already. So they've got, you know, some bigger partners coming in, and they're just in sort of like their beta launch these last few months. This is really interesting. I interviewed him and I was like asking all these questions to verify, because it's just a whole new way of thinking about home ownership, really.
And you have that video recorded, you said, that you could share with us, or?
Yeah, I have it recorded. I could share with you.
Yeah,
It's
I like
just
it.
me. Yeah, it's just me talking to him, so you don't need to watch it. You can just listen to the audio. I just wanted to make sure, in case I wanted to listen to it again too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great if you could, yeah, throw that in there and,
Yeah.
Brad, you could put that on the Google Docs, maybe?
absolutely. And I'm gonna
Okay.
put my contact info, Francine, we might want to talk a little further offline
Okay.
or
Yeah.
something and
I
see
love this.
what you're doing or whatever. So yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Wow, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Let me just check in. We had Victor join us. Looks like from Detroit. Welcome, Victor.
Hey, thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah. So we kind of veered off a little our main topic, but with this real estate stuff, but is there any crypto bloggers, YouTubers, podcasters that you follow you want to share?
Oh, I'd
Add to our
love
Google
to.
Doc?
I'd love to, but I'm driving right now, so.
Oh, shoot.
but,
Okay. If you've got the names, I can kind of search for them here and we'll confirm and can add them that way. Are these YouTubers?
some of our YouTubers, others are like Twitters or online articles or references. So I
Okay.
attend almost a cryptocurrency meetup every day, and I share a lot of information with each other.
Ah,
So,
okay. Okay. Yeah,
but
maybe
I'm
you have
able to.
a chunk, a big list I can add to our Google Doc, you know, all at once. Maybe you could email that to me or something like that.
Yeah, I'd love to. Now, how often do you hold this meeting?
We do the Zoom meetings once a month, usually the first or second Saturday, and then we meet
Okay.
in person here in Fresno, once a month, usually the third or fourth Sunday of the month. So I
Okay.
probably wouldn't expect to see you at those meetings, but everybody's welcome.
Absolutely. And I'll definitely attend the online meetings.
Okay, good. And I posted my contact info in chat, and you can, you know, hit us up or in the meetup, the private messages. That way we can connect through there as well. Francine, where are you
Absolutely.
checking in
Thank
from?
I'm in Colorado, just a little south of Denver in Littleton.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
No,
and I
always.
have some different guys I follow too. I don't know if what your twist is here. If people like to do trading or meme coins or what real estate. I like a lot of different stuff. So
Yeah, no, that came up that you know, after going through the list, Phil's like, hey, it looks like you guys want to make money, and I'm looking at it from the technology or information. So anything is good, and you know, just like he kind of veered us into another area that a bunch of us are probably interested in too. So what? Yeah, what do you, let's start with YouTube, and I can search for him here, and then I'll add some links.
oh, you mean for ones that I like to follow?
Yeah, if that was the case.
So there's something I'm looking at. Are you guys familiar with YieldMax and the Oracle, this Oracle trader guy? He's in New Jersey. I think he's really crass and obnoxious, but I used to trade stocks for hedge funds and mutual funds in the traditional financial markets for about 20 years. And glad to be out of that for sure. So now I just love the blockchain because it's for the people and I want to help the people. So I do have my own community and stuff, but his name, you can search Oracle crypto, just and see what comes up. Oracle crypto trader. Yeah, that's probably him. The first one there.
This
Yeah,
one, okay.
yeah, that guy. So, you know, if I were, I don't really want to stare at stock charts anymore. I am a market technician, but if I were to do some shorter term, you know, he does really short term trading on Bitunix, and it's leveraged, and he makes a lot of money. I let's see, but he's also has a Yield Max channel, and this is Yield Max is where you can earn, he's all about using other people's money too. So if you search Yield Max Oracle, there might be another that's a little more conservative, and that's something I was thinking about. But I also have an auto trader that Yield Max TV, that might be him. I think that is him. Yeah, he does AMZ a lot. So yeah, that's him.
That's him. Okay. We'll do that
Could
one
be
too.
worth investigating as well. I like to experiment with bots and stuff. So, but most of them require a little bit more management. I have some other passion projects that I work on as well. So I don't want to spend a ton of time. I just want to know that I'm making money in crypto. So I have an auto trader as well that I'm discovered from a guy that was one of the original programmers with Bill Gates at Microsoft, and he got crushed in the market after he retired, and in 1995 with $32 million, and got hit in the dot-com bubble in 2000 and lost 60% of his net worth. And he was like, you messed with the wrong guy. And in 2000, he created a stock auto trader, and just ones and twos. He still had a lot of money. It's his family and friends. And it ended up getting really big. And he ultimately sold that company to a hedge fund. And 3 years ago, rebuilt it from the ground up, cloud-based now. And it's been for crypto. And he's like, as soon as I flip the switch for crypto, never turn back. So I really like, that's kind of my focus now. And that, because that's an API to your Coinbase or Kraken account. And yeah, it's centralized, but I do things different as far as my filing status and all of that. So I don't really care. I just want to be earning money in the background. And that's to me is truly set it and forget. I see the positions, I have access to my funds at all time. I can put money in and take it out the next day. It's no big deal. But he doesn't have, that one's not advertising, that's word of mouth. So there's no YouTube channel, but I'm just sharing what I like right now in this space. And then this other stuff, as I have time, I may investigate. But I like being a little more hands-off at the moment, because I'm also in some carbon market stuff. I'm working with some guys that have huge projects and 3D printing out of clay. I like things that are kind of getting us out of traditional systems, basically.
Cool. Yeah, we talked about a trading bot about a year ago, and kind of it's kind of coming up again, and people are asking about it. So it might be time to revisit and do, because we've done that like almost once a year. You know, these different trading bots, and this one, the one that we talked about, is called Easy Bot. And I've been using it for a year, and like you said, like just set it and forget it, type of thing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I like about those, the Easy Bot and another one that I liked for a little bit called Johnny Blockchain, is that it doesn't have the smart, like the little layer of AI. It's just buying on dips. And I get they're programmed not to take a loss, but sometimes there's an error message. You got to make sure your bot's on. You might miss something, or you run out of powder. If it's buy, we have a big dumping. And then, so there's money management built into the other one. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. But if I had time, I might revisit the others if I want to tweak things. But this one, you can tweak some settings, but you don't have to. So it's and they
So
don't.
they set up. Sorry.
go ahead, Lino.
No. I was gonna ask about the settings. They're preset for you.
Yeah, everything's preset. It gives you a page. So when he had his stock auto trader, he's like, I had 10 pages of things people could change with, the stochastics and all the technical indicators and everything anybody wanted. I put it in there, and people just shot themselves in the foot. So now he doesn't call it a bot, he calls it an auto trader, because it's literally millions of lines of code, and it has this layer of AI that'll kick in when the bot wants to like buy, for example, down 2%, it'll run it through the AI. And the AI, if it's 95% or better chance it's going to continue to go lower, it'll hold off. And same way when it's scaling out. And did I answer your question? Now I'm getting distracted. Well, yeah. So you can, I have a friend of mine who's big in crypto. She started a little community, and I was surprised she liquidated her portfolio, because he's like, why would you buy and hold even Bitcoin? If it's taking a dump, you can make money while it's bouncing here. You may still own shares higher or tokens higher, but then you can, we know where it's going in the end game. But you can pick which cryptos to trade. That was the point. He creates a chart at the end of every month that tells you, which ones had the most trades per year, per month. And but he has like 3 or 4 stalwarts, like the Graph and Alchemy Pay, Shiba, because if you're going to trade a meme coin, might as well be the big guy. And then Doge was another one. So anyway, but you can do your own thing. You can do whatever you want with it, or set it and forget it and make, good returns.
Cool. Yeah, definitely send me your contact info and we'll maybe revisit the bots in a month or two or something like
Yeah.
that. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those definitely, every year they're getting better, or more options,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
And to know that this one's been around for 24 years, literally. And this guy, when you actually, and I didn't come here to say this, but I just remembered I am hosting for the first time. I thought, well, maybe I should have him in my meetup group. And I'm going to interview Ed Barsano is his name in my meetup Tuesday night. And so I'm not advertising. You can come if you want. And I do usually record those if people I'm interviewing let me. And we have recordings we've had of him before, just in our little community. But yeah, he's awesome. He's just, I know what I was going to say. He doesn't take 30 to 50% of your profits. It's a 3-year subscription fee. It's just a subscription. You keep all your profits. He doesn't want any business with that, and it's really nice. And I get it. If somebody's trading for me, and I do have a private trader we're experimenting with right now, but I want to pay them, right? They're working hard. I don't want to sit at home and trade all day. But with this auto trader, yeah, I get to keep all my profits. So it's nice.
Yeah, a couple different perspectives. There's, some that will take a little chunk. So if you do better, they do better. And I don't mind that. If I make, if they make $10 and they want $1, I'm like, cool, I still made $9 and they did the work.
Exactly.
So different perspectives, but yeah, it's all.
Yeah, and we do
all
pay
good.
our private trader that, because he works his ass off and he does really well. This auto trader is just like the set it and forget it. My security blanket, it's in the background. I can open my laptop every morning and see what I made. And I can see it in my Coinbase wallet. I see the positions. I can just say, hey, you know what, I'm done. I can sell it. I've been in a lot of different things. I've lost money. I've made a lot of money. And so I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to certain stuff. So this is like one that I like.
Yeah.
Brad, on your EasyBot, you've been doing your EasyBot for a year, right? About a year? The
Yeah, I
EasyBot?
started in April of last year.
Is there a percentage of return for the year that or you want to share, or what does that look like?
Well, I just started slow, and I've never had more than like $1,000, active, and I made like $380.
So 30%.
Yeah. Now there's some fees that they came out, so I'm thinking maybe 300, something like that. But it's like you said, it's set it and forget it, and I just picked Cardano and Matic and just let it go, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So all good. Okay, let's see. So we got, so Francene, let's definitely connect, and I'll include a link to your meeting. I usually send out an email like with the link to the recording for our meeting today, and then that's posted on the event page too. But yeah, glad to send people to your group and what you're doing too. So all good.
Thank you. Yeah, we're in this together. Let's like make some bank and help a bunch of people, right?
Exactly. No, that's why we're doing it. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody else have any comment? Richard, I know you're still newer relative to some of us, but what are your thoughts, or any questions, or anything you've got?
No, I'm just a beginner, so I just try to find something to watch or to listen, like a podcast or YouTube. And currently, I'm listening to Crypto 101. From the name, it seems to a beginner. So
Crypto 101, is that it?
yeah,
Okay.
it should be a podcast, maybe. This one.
Are you familiar with Crypto Casey? She has a great
Oh yeah, that's a good one we haven't talked about.
Rose.
Yeah.
I always share her like what is Bitcoin and her explanation about the halving, and I just like her. She's funny.
Well, yeah, and some of these that talk in just regular speak and aren't real technical, because the people that are getting started, you can go over people's head very quickly in crypto. So the fact that she can communicate, good. That's a
The good visual one is what is it? A crypto whiteboard, I believe. when you do the whiteboard, those are really good for visual while they're talking to us.
That's like a channel?
Yeah, I believe so. It's
Weird.
whiteboard. They're doing a whiteboard. Like it's really, really good for beginners too. It breaks it down really nice and visual because a lot of us are very visual.
Yeah. So it looks like whiteboard crypto.
Yes, I believe that's it. Super good.
Good. Okay. Get that one added. Okay.
Do you guys watch Altcoin Daily?
Every day.
Okay. What else? You probably have like Coin Bureau guy. Do you guys watch him? And
We talked about that earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just
Those are like the first ones that we talked about.
this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. I think we've got enough to overwhelm any of us.
Oh yeah, so much. This was a really good meeting. Really good. Thanks, Brad, for putting it together.
Yeah. No, this is great, and it takes all of us, contributing and helping each other out. So that's
everybody on here. Yeah, it was a lot of. There's so much to think about now. Because of you, I'm not getting no sleep again. I'm gonna be up all night.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't try to.
I can throw one more, Crypto Crew University. If you guys like technicals, want to learn a little bit about that. I kind of go back and forth between like, do I want to focus on all that confusion or just like the Oracle who's like, screw all the noise on the chart. They either go up or down and here's how I do it. So there's a happy medium somewhere in there.
Yeah. Because that's what it boils down to. Is it going up or is it going down?
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. Look, Victor, it looks like you had unmuted a second ago. Do you have any other ones to contribute?
Well, I mean, I don't have the references in front of me, but I often I build nodes. I used to build miners, but now it's kind of cheaper to just buy overseas manufactured ones. But I build nodes, so you run it right in your own house, and instead of taking days for a crypto transaction to take place through a service provider, you can get it in minutes. So if you have a node in your own house, I don't know how you guys go about transactions, but
we've talked about that a little bit and mining a little more. That might be interesting to, maybe you and I can have an offline conversation and maybe do about that. Because
we have a warehouse. A friend of mine just purchased a warehouse a couple months ago. We retrofit it. We now got racks. We got all our friends miners into it. We routed a new 3-phase power supply, 480 volt power line to the warehouse to power all of our racks of miners. And yeah, it's really great.
So what do you mean?
Huh?
What do
Bitcoin.
You like?
Bitcoin. Yes. Bitcoin enthusiasts. But we do have other people with other miners. We all buy our own miners. We just rack it up in this warehouse.
And what's your electricity cost?
I mean, that I don't know. That you'd have to talk. But we have these, we meter each individual miner. We put a sensor around the power cables that goes to each miner, and we all pay appropriately.
Right, what you use. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, getting back to that node that you're talking about, so are you doing that to earn money or just to get transactions done quicker?
Quicker. I mean, it's just a Raspberry Pi and a solid state hard drive, and I mean, it does it quick. I mean, within 10 minutes.
So what chain are you doing? Is that on Bitcoin or other chains?
Yeah, on Bitcoin, but you can also do it on other chains as well. But I have not had time to explore other chains, but other people at this warehouse, they're actually all into mining, but this node is in our own personal home, since it doesn't require, it doesn't traffic cryptocurrency. It just enables you to do your own transactions without using a service provider, and you doing it all on your own at home. And so there's no one that collects the data or anything. You got to collect the data. It's however you want to deal with your finances. You're responsible. No one has access to your data, and profits or losses that you make, you got to keep track. And whether you pay the taxes on it or not, you know, KYC or non-KYC, you got to keep track of it yourself. KYC, obviously, it's required through any service providers you go through. Non-KYC is basically, if you have your own node at home, you're responsible for reporting your profits and your income, and when it comes to tax time. So those of us who run our own nodes and are obviously all non-KYC, so you got to keep track of it yourself.
Yeah.
But really, there's no way anyone can really look at what you're making. You're responsible.
At least track it to you is
exactly. It's in your own home. It's your node right in your own home. You're not doing it using anyone else's or a service provider or anything. So
definitely good to bring up. Okay, cool. Anybody have anything else? Any other ones to add on our main topic here? We didn't really get any bloggers.
Of course.
I think it's clear that nobody really wants to read much. We just want to have something read to us or something we can watch. You know, we don't really read much, but that's okay because you know, half of us sounds like you listen to these when we're in the car and driving around. So
thanks for taking notes. Thanks for taking notes for me.
Yeah, no problem. Glad you joined us, Victor. Good. Go ahead, Francene.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or something that you can speed up 1.5 to 2 times and listen really fast, right?
Yeah, helps with our ADD. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Good deal. Okay, guys. If we don't have anything else to add here, we'll call it a meeting and get the recording out later tonight. And let's see. I don't know if you'd join us. But I'm going to put my contact info here in again for Francene or Victor or Victor. If you guys want to hit me up with some links or whatever we talked about, and we'll continue that offline and go from there.
And Lino, did you want to learn more about? I don't want to miss. Did you want? I'll post the stuff that we talked about.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, on the trader and everything. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to email to me or put it in the meeting chat, I'll put it in the Google Doc or whatever. Yeah. Definitely get it around.
I'll throw it in the Google Doc then, since I know you probably want to wrap up. So.
Cool. Did you request edit access in there? I know I cleared Phil to do it.
And then Phil, you put the one with the real estate in there, I believe.
I got that. Yeah.
You got that good. That one's real interesting.
I think I'm going to look at that tonight. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I was excited about that. Oh, request edit access. Yes, I just pulled it up. Okay, I just requested.
All right, I should get that here in a second.
And our next meeting, update you on some of these launches are happening this week coming up on some of these pre-sales I bought. See how I did.
Cool. Yeah, and we have a Facebook group too that we've been sharing that info on, and Lino's been doing a great job posting things in there. But that link is at the top right here for our Facebook group. And Francene, I gave you access. You should be able to jump in there and paste and yeah, good deal. Great. Okay, guys, we'll see you next month and in a couple of weeks in the in-person meeting here, and we'll go from there. Have a good rest of your day, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.